This is going to be big. So big, it's taking us 2 weeks. We're doing up the front yard of the Makeover house.
But the good thing is you can break it down to tiny little projects and tackle it this weekend.
Ed's Kitchen is Queensland's beautiful Sunshine Coast.
Believe me, it doesn't get any more local than this.
Tara sees a home that inspires one of Australia's best artists.
We're back at the Makeover house, and so far we've been kicking goals, but this is our biggest challenge yet. Over the next 2 weeks, we're going to tackle the front yard.
Now, even if you're not going to replicate everything that we're going to be doing here, there is going to be plenty of take-home tips that you can use at home.
But we need to start with my favourite, and I'm lying. We need to start with the clean-out.
Woo! Come on, Jace, get involved!
Here, give us a hand. I'm getting old.
Come on, mate, a bit more, bit more.
That's got to go.
Oh. Hey!
Well, it's a good time to stop and talk to you. Now, this was originally a courtyard, and then the garden's taken over, and it was really just an access point to get to the carport and the front door. We're going to turn it back into a beautiful courtyard.
Pebblecrete, I mean, it's really dated. It definitely served its purpose, but the problem is these stones are really slippery, so when it rains, it's actually dangerous to walk down to the front door.
Well, I reckon they're quite good compared to the dated tile in the front patio. Now, this slope, I might have been exaggerating it before, but I tell you, if there was 2 drops of water on there, and a little old lady with a crook hip, she'd be in hospital in a couple of hours after walking down here. Whee, slipping over.
So yes, this is going to be big. Over the next 2 weeks on the show, we're going to add a new front park. Then we're going to create a courtyard with decking and a sandstone retaining wall. And a new fire pit to cosy up the space.
Can't we fix this up, will you?
You're all right, aren't you? It's only weeds. Come on, big boy, get
Come on, get into it. Who put all the weight on the right-hand side? Trick for young players. Stingers, while you're there, Jace. Ready? Yep. Now, I know it doesn't look like much now, but I'm going to get you up to speed. We've dug out the footings. The boys are still going hard on the second retaining wall.
Imagine if we dug this ground all the way back.
Oh.
So much digging, but just by terracing it, it saves my back and you watch it.
Saves their back and me watching. What Ads is doing now is screening out the road base. We're going to compact that. The reason why I'm watering this first stretch of about 5 or 6 metres is I need access. The retaining wall is great big sandstone boulders, so I want to be able to get the truck in here and just crane them straight into position. So these moraines are going to come out and be put back in. Dan, you want a drink? Want a drink? Now, when you're taking the plants out, do them one at a time. Don't dig them all out and then start potting them up. It just means that you get a good feel for how big the root ball has to be to fit the pot. It means they're out of the ground for the shortest amount of time, so they go through the least amount of stress.
The idea here is to cover up this pebble concrete and these ugly tiles. A lot of you can probably relate to it when you've got an old style house like this one. Now, we're lucky because we've got a step up in the floor, so I want to line up with the floor inside. To do that, I'm going to be using treated pine sleepers to make the frame and then covering it with decking boards. So that will be the one level all the way to here, and then it's going to step up. So the first thing I need to do is bust this concrete out. And for that, I've got Big Boy here to help me out. Let's go, mate. I came in like a wrecking ball. Oh, and then I didn't break at all. Oh. No, it's not working. Yeah, come on. Oh. Brilliant. That's my job done. Bring in the workers. Oh, they listen. That actually worked. That's amazing. I'll help them out. I'm a good bloke, and they need help anyway. Come on, boys.
We've made a bit of a mess during the clear out of the yard at the makeover house. It's looking a little empty, but as always, now is when we start to fix it all up, and in a big way. Well, I promised you big, the makeover house is getting big. Have a look at these bad boys, and that's why we're plonking. Not dig, not lay, but plonk. The retaining wall is great big sandstone boulders. So each of these stones is about half a tonne. Chances of moving by hand are done in Buckleys. Using a hydraulic lift on the back of the truck. Got these grippers, down. Thank you.
Stonehenge, eat your heart out.
Stonehenge.
Hey.
Stonehenge. Best thing about these, once you get going, you can get a lot in quickly. It's all in the preparation. If this was brickwork, it'd take days. We'll knock it over in an afternoon.
Days? Your old man will get it done in a couple of hours,
Well,
mate.
he had to pay my feed bill. The other thing about them, as you can see, I'm using for its main purpose. They double as perfect seats.
Now, to get a straight line, we're working with the outside face because obviously on the inside here, it's all going to get filled up with soil. It's looking pretty good there, Jace.
Thank you.
I'm ready to start making the frames for our boardwalk. I'm using some 150 by 75 treated pine timber. It's H4, and I've decided to use that because we don't have much ground clearance underneath our frame. I've got normal measurements, so I'm going to cut up all the material, assemble the frames, and then I can put them in place. One thing you want to remember when you're working with material that's as thick as this and you're screwing it together is to make sure you do a clearance hole through the first piece and then a pilot hole through the rest. That way, your screw has a hole to follow and it will make the job a lot easier. Now the frames are complete. Now it's a matter of just levelling it up using some Dynabolts to hold it in place.
Mate, all the hard work's done, and it's looking good already.
It is, mate, and my back's feeling good after moving those boulders.
You've got to get it just right, because you don't want to move them later on, but it's
Definitely.
relatively easy with it doing all the lifting. What I like is when you walk in the old path, you've got all these angles, and the level changes. Like, it might only be a step, but it's a point of interest, and it makes you go, oh, they're floating, or how those decks work. And when the boards are down, this is going to look amazing. With the stones done and Adam's sump frame down, the first part of our courtyard makeover is almost complete. Now it's time to deck it out and then lay the best lawn in the street.
Right, we're ready to start cutting up the decking boards. Now, I'm going to be cutting these oversized, and then once I've laid them in place, I'll be doing the final cut. Oh, look at the colours, gorgeous. It's a pretty good looking dance floor. Now for these boards, I've decided to go with 135 wide. And that's so it ties in with the decking boards that we used at the back. But I really do love this spotted gum board because you can see the variance in each board in colour. It is gorgeous and it really ties in with the colours on the sandstone. I'm just using these 4mm spacers. I've chalked a straight line, then I'll use this smart bit to pre-drill and countersink my holes before we put our screw in. If you do that every time, you can't go wrong. Now to fix it in place, I'm just using these stainless steel 50mm square head screws. Because now we can just get our straight line and run the power saw right through.
Now, the reason I'm getting rid of all the lawn is because at the moment, even though it's green, it's a bit of kikuyu, it's a bit of cooch, and it's a lot of weeds. Now, getting rid of the old lawn is super important so it doesn't grow through on the new lawn. That's where a turf cutter comes in. If you tried to do this by hand, you'd be here for a month of Sundays. And you know what they say, first impressions count for everything. So this front lawn is front and centre. Looks like I've got some competition. Morning!
Morning.
So if you get your timing right, you can get your delivery to come straight in, saving you hours on the barrow. That's using your brain and not your back. And when it comes to what you asked for, well, turf underlay's changed a lot over the years. It used to be really sandy with no organic matter in it at all. Now it's got heaps of organics in it because your lawn is just like every other plant. It needs stuff to feed on. Drivers, blow your horn. I've been working on the railroad all the long day. Learned that in year one. And again in year one the next year. Now we've got to the most rewarding bit, albeit the most physical, because you've got to lift these up and carry them in. What are we working with? Ta-da! DNA certified soft leaf buffalo. Why do they call it soft leaf? Well, when I was a kid, you get all hot and sweaty and then you'd lie on the lawn and the grass had little edges on it, like tiny little serrated scissors. Well, now with the soft leaf, you don't have that. So kids these days, they're spoilt rotten. Because if we do the outside edges first, we've just got to colour it in and it'll look $1 million in the next hour. Place looks better already. If you've got an old saw in the shed that's no good for cutting timber anymore, don't throw it out because it's perfect for things like this. The Hodgie Aussie grass saw is available in one size, it's guaranteed to be blunt, and it's yours for just $49.95.
Can I have my saw back, mate, please?
Sure, I was just sitting up here. When it comes to watering, it's super important that you don't let your turf dry out. Get a sprinkler on it as quick as you can.
This is a problem a lot of people have. Old tiles at the front of your house that you want to get rid of. Now, most of the time, you're going to have a step up like this one here. So I'm going to be using the decking boards to cover these up. The easiest way to do that is to use some treated pine sleepers. I'm going to pack them level and then bolt them down to the slab, and then I'll be able to continue the decking boards around. It's an easier way to do it. There's hardly any mess because you don't have to rip up any tiles. And to hold these sleepers in place, I'm just using these anchor screws. They're a little bit different to a Dynabolt, which usually flares out as you do it up. These ones, you can see they have the thread going all the way up, which means you're always going to grab to whatever you're going into.
Unlike ads who can go over the top of the tiles, because this pebblecrete's on a slope, we need to take it out. I lift it up off the ground, that's the hard bit, obviously, and then little G, because there's separation, hits it with a sledgy and it breaks nice and easy. Go to town. Oh, hello, sir.
How you going?
Your timing is impeccable.
Thanks
Can
very
I
much.
ask you a couple of questions?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
How long have you done this run here for?
15 years.
15 years you put up with this letterbox?
Yeah, I'll get into it sometimes, yeah. It's just too low, you know, and yeah.
Time to say goodbye.
Oh, no.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Now we can't get any bills.
There you go.
Oh, no. There's no cash in there, but thank you.
No checks.
Tomorrow there will be a shiny new letterbox.
Perfect.
See you
Awesome.
then.
Thank you. See you later.
And once you have all the battens down, then you can just lay out and screw off all your decking boards. Feeling strong?
Give up, geez, holy heat!
Just lift it up, Jace. Good work, mate.
Try this at home, kids.
You all right? I'm trying to work out what's going on here. I should have spaced the joystick.
Yes, yes, ha ha.
Thank you, Jason. You're a champion. After all that effort getting in the frames, finishing it off is quite simple. Concreting in some stumps and screwing it off. And then we can continue cladding them in the decking.
All right, so our sandstone's turned up. It is as flash as a rat with a golden tooth. Costs a bit of money, so you'd look after it properly. Normally I'd pour a concrete slab, but we're in luck here. Nice firm footings. We've cut the stairs out without disturbing the soil, put down about 50 mil of road base, compact it with the size 10s, and then going to lay it on some mud. Now, I say mud all the time, but it's really mortar, which means for every handful of sand, I can have 5 or 6 of these to 1 handful of the cement. Times that by shovels and barrels, and you do the same maths. This is why you lay it on mud, because the mud's wet, it's nice and silky, it's got a bit of movement to it. When I put a level on it, I can see it's a tad high. When I said I was building the letterbox, it was a technical term, because actually Adam's dug the hole, almost lifting the sandstone for me, and then you've got to clad it with timber and make the hole and everything.
That's right. So I'm just hoping that the hole's deep enough, yeah?
Well, if it's not, you'll hear about it. But if it looks good, I build it. And if something goes wrong, you know, he's doing the best he can.
It's just the usual. Oh, look at this.
Perfect.
Try
Perfect. Now I just have to carve our faces into it, like those American presidents on the side of the hill.
All right, start chiseling, mate. Now, this nose, just a little bit smaller.
Yeah, the stone's not big enough.
Now, Jason and I have the sandstone block in place. I can get on to making the letterbox. Now, I've got all my material cut up. I'm using some marine ply. So the next step is to start assembling it. Now that's the main frame of our letterbox together, but it's going to look pretty average if we sit this on the beautiful sandstone block over there. So to blend it all in, I'm going to be cladding it with this spotted gum decking, which will obviously match in with the decking boards that we've already laid. Now the first thing I need to do is to cut out this slot out of the first board. That way, we've got somewhere to put our bills. To do that, I'm going to be using a jigsaw to cut it out. And to hold the boards in place, I'm just using some adhesive and these 50mm stainless steel decking screws.
Righto, Ads, give that a go, mate. Quick, he's coming. Quick.
Wow, where good's that?
Perfect timing.
Absolutely spot on.
How does it compare to the neighbourhood?
Oh, mate, best one in the suburb.
Yes!
Best one, so well done, fellas. Yeah, it's got the postie approval.
Thanks, mate.
So, Rory,
Cheers.
See you later.
Catch you.
See you later.
Love a good postie.
Yeah, that's awesome, mate.
Now, Ads might have done all the hard work with making the timber box and cladding it and blah, blah, blah. I'm a builder. But putting the number on is just as important, if not more important, because let's face it, you might get a few bills in the letterbox, but you get a lot of pizzas delivered to that front door.
Been a lot happening in this front yard, but there's one thing we haven't spoken about, and that's the fire pit that we're putting in. And with any fire pit, you need somewhere to store the wood. So I'm going to be making a timber frame. I'm using these hardwood sleepers. First step is to start cutting them up to size and making a simple ladder frame. All right. The other thing you'll notice, I've just gone around the edges with an electric planer to knock that sharp edge off. That way, no one will get a splinter when they're going to get their firewood out. Geez, I'm a nice bloke.
I've ordered another 25 metres of the Dino certified Sir Walter, and we're going to dress up the entrance.
Let's take a ride.
It's like rolling out the red carpet.
And we'll drive to paradise.
All right. I didn't say they'll light. And I've just repeated the process another 4 times. Now we've got heaps of space to tie the frames together. I've just got some offcuts of decking boards and I'm using these 50mm bugles. Thanks, mate. Pre-drill every time. Like a well-oiled machine. This is ready to light up.
Mate, I'm enjoying working with you.
Why's that?
Well, you made the letterbox, but I took all the glory because I put the numbers on it.
Yeah?
Now you've made this, and I'll take all the glory because I'll stack the timber.
Because you're going to light it up.
But you can do the
Love
bit
it.
down the back. My knees a bit
Cheers,
sore.
mate. I'll bend down for you, Jace. Come on, keep it coming. No time for fun and games. You've got a fire to start.
Now we're going to colour in with the plants, and it starts to go from a landscape to a garden. You can see how it was before. Plain, lots of hedges, and a bit of maintenance. Well, the 5 different plants we're putting in, they'll be next to no maintenance. The ones I got in my hand are called limelights. They're an acacia, which is a tree, wattle tree, without the tree. And this one here is a she oak, which is a great big tree without the tree, and it's called cousin it. They'll never need pruning. They'll just mound up and form little balls. This one, Miss Muffet, you might prune it once a year if you're lucky, but it does keep a nice ball shape. And then we've got Poa. That'll all be nice and full. We'll eliminate that slope. You won't be walking down there, but it'll still be nice and green to match the lawn. We're going to spot plant through here.
Jace, this letterbox is absolutely stunning. Suburb's best, apparently, and postie approved. Haha, good timing, Jace. Look at this. Wowee.
Oh, so you got all the flash hardwood over there, and you come with a bag of kindling.
Yeah, I learnt this tip from Bear Grylls and the starters.
Well, from down here, it feels amazing. And I love the level changes and the decking. It's just cleaned the whole place up and invites you to get to the front door. I know it's unusual having this kind of semi in the front yard, but I reckon if you've got the right neighbourhood,
Yep.
you plonk this in and they'll come from far and wide. And that's what it's about. It's
Yeah,
about
it is.
getting people together, having a chin wag like this and relaxing.
That's what it's all about, Jay. So basically you're saying we did all of this for a fire pit.
Yes, we did all of this for a fire pit. We could have just done that.
Beautiful, isn't it? This is Queensland's Sunshine Coast. It has long been Australia's great playground, and for good reason. Beautiful beaches, blue skies, and some of the friendliest people you'll find anywhere on the planet. But now you can add another attraction, great food, because there's a brand new food festival coming right here to the Sunshine Coast. It's called the Curated Plate, and it features some of the best chefs from around Australia and around the world. But you want to know what I'm excited about, and that is the opportunity to taste the Sunshine Coast. For that, I'm going to hook up with a local chef and forager who's part of the festival. His name's Nick Blake, and it doesn't get more local than that. Oh, Nick, I think we're going to go a bit hungry if you're planning on getting me to eat dune grass, mate.
Oh, look, there's a bit of beach mustard in there, so
Sure,
there's a little small sprig there.
Oh, tiny
It's
bit.
not the perfect spot for it, but, you know, there is edible things around here. Over those dunes, I think I've seen some ice plants, so it's a really beautiful, crisp
love
product,
that.
and it takes
Great
on
stuff.
all the salinity of this area. Let's
Lean
have a
on, my
look.
man. Mate, you weren't wrong. This place is gangbusters. Look at it.
Yeah.
Now, this is a plant everyone ought to know. Grows all around the Australian coast. Now, I call it tetragonia. What do you call it?
Sea spinach, warrigal greens is probably the most common name.
But you were telling me there's another plant growing here you really like.
This one here, beach mustard.
It
This
looks
is
a bit like a chrysanthemum, doesn't it?
common in all our dune areas, but try this. This is a little flower. It's spicy but delicate at the same time, whereas the leaves are quite hot and really pungent, almost a bit like a hot English mustard.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
insane. That is so good. We're going to have to fill some bags because I have some cooking to do.
All right, let's do it.
I think you're running a few tours for the Curated Plate.
Then I'm actually curating ingredients for the visiting chefs, presenting, I suppose, some of the flavours that inspire me living on the Sunshine Coast as a chef.
I don't blame you for being inspired, mate. It's pretty good. In fact, to be honest, I'm inspired. I know you've got to get back to work. Thanks so much for your time, bud.
No worries at all. It's always a pleasure.
I'm making some fricassee.
Nice.
So what did I say was on the menu? A fricassee? It's a funny little French stew. Really easy, though. Take you about 20 minutes to cook. I'm going to start by picking some of these warrigal greens. You could use spinach or even kale if you're at home. What we're going to do is blanch those in a little bit of boiling water, just till they're softened. Remember, blanching doesn't just soften the leaves, it also gets rid of some of the chlorophyll, the stuff that makes them green, because that can be a little bit bitter. Once they are softened, we'll drain them off and set them aside. Now, while that pot warms up again, we need to talk about the prawns. Now, I've got 2 kilos of prawns here that I've peeled. Normally, of course, these shells, well, they would go to waste. Not in my kitchen, particularly when we put all this effort into foraging. That's actually going to be the start of a great flavour for finishing our dish. So we'll pop those in, along with some extra virgin olive oil, and let them cook for about 10 minutes. Oh, I wish you could smell this. It really is amazing. From these heads and shells, what you get is both the sweetness of the prawns, but also their richness, and that'll all go into the oil, which makes it the perfect finishing touch. When it's finished, you can strain it off. You don't get a lot of prawn oil, but the bit you do get is amazing. Pop the prawn shells back in there with a bit of water. Let that simmer, that's your prawn stock. The prawns on their own are pretty good, but you add some bay leaves and peppercorns, it's even better. They just need to cook for about 10 minutes or so. Now, I know I've still got stuff everywhere, but believe it or not, this dish is nearly done. All we got to do now is saute off some leeks, garlic and thyme. Once that's cooked, we're going to throw in some butter and flour. That'll thicken it up. Our prawn stock and a very special ingredient. It's a cup of seawater. I know, it might sound crazy, but trust me, works the dream. Let that simmer for a bit. Smells amazing. Now, as for those greens I blanched, I'm just going to chop them pretty finely and pop those in along with the prawns and let it simmer. And then I just need to think about a garnish. Well, my stew's bubbling away gently. It probably needs about another 5 minutes or so to cook those prawns. But meanwhile, what's going to go on top? Well, in France, they would call it tartine. Yeah, it's toast to you and me. And no, Mr. Seagull, it's my loaf of bread. Anyway, What you're going to do is split it off, toast it over the coals, and once it is golden, top it off with cottage cheese and some more of our foraged greens. Now, I'm thinking ice plant and oxalis would be perfect. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Looks amazing.
This country is full of creative Aussies. It's just a matter of tracking them down.
This is the scrap cloth.
Yes.
Okay. That's right.
Recently, I visited an amazing fabric designer, Julie Patterson, who gave me a fascinating lesson in screen printing. Well, today, I've packed my bags again to head out on another art road trip.
Many Aussie artists, the fast pace of hectic city life, well, it just doesn't quite do it for them. They need the peace and the quiet of the countryside to bring out some of their best work.
I'm heading to the stunning Southern Highlands of New South Wales to meet up with a super talented artist who's a two-time Archibald Prize finalist. And we're catching up at one of her favourite places to paint, right here at Retford Park. Hello, Zoe. Nice to see you.
Hey. Sorry, I don't want to get paint on you. Great to see you.
This is amazing. What a gorgeous place.
Have you not been to Retford Park?
I've never been. I've seen Graham do this story and thought one day I'll visit.
Yeah.
I know it's National Trust and I know anyone can come here. This is an amazing building. What is this?
This was an old dairy. Very soon, this is going to be our regional gallery.
Are you kidding? What is it about the Southern Highlands that you think brings all the artists?
I think it's the beautiful 4 seasons we get. Like, look around you, there's so much colour with autumn in the air. So the lights really changed since when I started painting, so I'm done here for the day.
You done? Time to pack up? This is pretty exciting because Zoe has invited me back to her gorgeous home and studio. Oh, wow. Look at your garden.
Thanks, Tara.
So beautiful.
Well, it's pretty rambling, but we love it.
Oh, this is amazing, and I love the fireplace.
Yeah, there's quite a few in the house,
Is
which
it a
is
double?
really good. Yeah, double, so.
Oh my God.
On this side too.
Oh, wow. That is
Yeah.
very cool. Did you have to do much work here?
We did quite a lot. We just wanted it to be airy, breezy, no fuss family home.
Yeah,
So
because you've got 2 kids, haven't you?
Of course, so can't have it too precious.
I can see there's some of your paintings around here. Does it rotate often?
Constantly rotates.
It's your own gallery.
It really does. So I bring in works when they're not quite finished, just to see how the colours are going, how the composition is working.
And do you find that, like, with the floorboards being white,
Yeah.
a lot of people would say, well, I've got kids and I would never dream of doing white on the floor. Is it good? Does it work for you?
Yeah, it's great. It's easy because you just paint it again. I mean, who needs a mop when you just get a roller and paint it white
See,
again?
I think that too. This is great. What a beautiful, happy kitchen. Love it. I love the light in here. And I love how it opens out onto the garden because you can see the kids playing out there, of course, as well.
Yeah, it's definitely a low-maintenance house in that way. I like to take it easy on the weekends so the kids can play out here and do their thing and I can be in there cooking.
Now, this is what I'm really itching to see, your studio. I love seeing where ladies create these amazing art pieces. Oh my gosh. More white, of course.
More white, well, you've got to have a blank canvas.
This is where you create most of your artworks, obviously when you're not outside.
Yeah, and often I'll go to people's homes to do a portrait as well.
I'm seeing here that you're painting in acrylics.
At this point in my life with small children, an acrylic painting artist.
And such an exciting exhibition, the Archibalds. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, the Archibalds, well, they're the mecca of Australian art, really. I was really lucky to get in twice. Once with my portrait of Tora Bright, Olympic snowboarder, and with Sam Harris, who is Indigenous model. When you walk down to the stairs into the gallery and see your work hanging, it's just, yeah, it's quite brilliant.
That's
it's
exciting,
really nice
isn't
moment.
it? Yeah. Tell me about these gorgeous artworks.
Well, this is a series of works I'm creating for a cookbook.
Now, speaking of cooking, I hear that you've had something to do with the CWA.
Oh, I have actually. I love the CWA. And I have to say that I was absolutely delighted when they asked me to design their tulip time tea towel.
That's amazing. Isn't that fun?
Yeah, and this is the cover of their cookbook too.
That's so nice. So you actually can turn something that's an artwork into a functional piece of art.
It's very exciting. My mum's very proud of me. I think this was her proud moment.
You might remember a few weeks ago we met Melbourne architect and interior designer Jason Chong. He calls himself a plant cultivator or collector. I showed you his plant-filled home, every room overflowing with life and exuberance. It was like an indoor jungle. Well, today I'm back for more. You see, Jason's love and passion for sharing needed a lot more space. So he started the Plant Society. And this is where a love of gardening and plants and design all merge together in one amazing community space so that people can network and share their love of plants. You're going to love this. Wow, what a magical space. How did this all come about?
It came about probably 2 years ago now. We outgrew our house in terms of we used to run markets out of our space, and so we needed a space to move into. So we actually moved in with Chibi, who are a Japanese concept store, and they offer food and produce. And we really wanted that vibe, so we had the cafe element as well as our plant element too.
In here, though, it's a very magical sort of space where the community comes together, and of course they're buying plants. What are the real favourites at the moment?
The real favourites are Devil's Ivy, probably led by me. The reason for that is they're easy to look after, they're ruthless in indoor spaces, and they help purify the air as well. Often space is a premium in terms of floor area, so people like hanging them. And then there's other plants like the umbrella plant, which people are using as specimen trees. We saw them big in the kind of 60s.
Yeah.
They disappeared and now they've come back. So I'll take you into the conservatory.
Wow.
And so this space was created to show people what a conservatory was like and to bring it into an everyday environment. So in here we're starting to propagate. We've got some stock plants, some shop plants.
And you've got a lot more light in here. This could be sort of a side passage in a house, couldn't it?
Yeah, and I think this structure, when we moved in, it was always a little odd. It was a bit of inside-outside. And so we took off the ceiling and put a clear roof on.
With extra light, these Ripsalis are fantastic.
Yeah, they're great. So
they're beautiful, all these different types.
All these different types, and they've grown so fast because the conditions are right. And we've got some ferns in here which love the humidity.
You've also cleverly used the wall and put shelving up there. And, of course, it's quite deep, which means you can get a double row, too.
Yeah, it's quite deep. So we designed them to fit 2 pots to get climbing plants off the floor as well.
Yeah. Now, I can hear a bit of a trickle of water.
Yeah.
Is the pipes leaking or what's happening down the back?
We've actually got a water feature back through here.
Oh, there it is. I can see that.
And we've got fish in there. The whole element of bringing water into a space, creating humidity for the other plants, but also having that element of that trickle. The noise, the ambience.
Of course.
Yeah, and we actually, the added advantage is we've got some goldfish in there and we use the water to water the plants. So it's a constant cycle.
Bit of food from the fish, too.
Yeah, totally.
Well, you could build one of these at home, couldn't you? You only need a little side passage.
Exactly.
And then just cover it over,
keep the cool out in Melbourne.
Yes.
But it also gives us some shelter from the wind as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Let the light in.
Yeah.
Keep the heavy rain out. If it ever rains again. But, and of course, it creates that atmosphere.
Creates the atmosphere.
When the Plant Society's operating and everyone's in here, you must have trouble getting them out to go home.
Yeah, well, it's a real buzz, which is nice. And when we opened the shop, we wanted it to be an experience, as if you walked into a really old nursery and things had been here a while. So we've been here since October, which everyone always comments that it feels like longer. And part of that was creating this conservatory. So it felt like it had been here for years.
Yeah, and getting the shelving gives you the greenery. In fact, you're literally enveloped with greenery here above and below and on the side.
Yeah, and I think people really appreciate walking into this space because it makes them realise what plants really mean to us.
They really do, yeah. It's all very clever, Jace.
Thanks.
Not everyone has a conservatory like Jason where you can propagate your plants in a glass house, but you can have a mini glass house literally on your windowsills. This is how you do it.
The easiest way at home is to put it into a glass of water. So This is Philodendron caudatum, so this can be done with the devil's ivy as well. What we're trying to get is the node, because that's where the aerial roots will come out. The new plant will come out of here. And just remember, before you start cutting, where the back and the front is, because once you start chopping, you'll lose track of where you're at. So we can get rid of this bit, trim that bottom leaf off, and then the rest in water. So we just want to aim to have the node inside the water. I would do it at the start of spring.
Okay, now if you're growing them in a bit of soil.
Yeah. So I would put the soil into the pot, and then we will do the same process. This time here I'll show you how to propagate each node. So you've got that node there. Just with your finger, just make a hole there. And we're just burying that node in the soil. And then the best way to do a tabletop greenhouse at home is a vintage cloche, or even a plastic bag as well. You can wrap it up. But if you want it looking nice at home, then a cloche over a tray to capture the water. And that will help create the humidity as well.
And it creates a feature on the table
anyway.
anyway.
Piece too.
Another great little idea. Simple one to do this weekend. Thank you for that.
No worries.
Things
Anytime.
I've never seen before, been able to buy here.
Yeah, it's been nice having you.
It's been brilliant. I'll definitely be back like the rest of Australia.
Perfect. Have a good
Thanks,
one.
Jace. All the best, mate.